Do this of page number 241 of 8th class maths of 10th chapter, direct and inverse proportions. First question in that, write 3 situations from your day-to-day life where you see inverse proportion. A. If we increase usage of oil, then quantity of oil left in the bottle decreases. B. If we write more pages, then empty pages will decrease. If strength in class increases, storage of food decreases. Second question. To make rectangles of different dimensions on a squared paper using 12 adjacent squares, calculate length and breadth of each of the rectangles so formed. Note down the values in the following table. There are 6 rectangles shown here: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Length of the first rectangle is 1 and breadth is 12. So area 12 centimeters square. In all cases area is constant. So to remain area constant, if we keep on increasing length, second figure length increase to 2, third figure length increase to 3, and here 4, here 6, here 12. So length has increased 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Then breadth decreased to keep area constant. 12, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Observe here. So as length increases, breadth decreases, and the vice versa for constant area. So length and breadth are inversely proportional to each other. Think, discuss and write. Page number 242. Is every variation proportion? Yes, every variation is either direct or inverse proportion it is. Question: if a book consists of 100 pages, how do the number of pages read and number of pages left over in the book vary? Number of pages read denoted as with x, number of pages left denoted by a variable y. See, if these are increasing 10, 20, 30, 50, 70, then out of 100, if 10 pages read, 90 pages left over. If 20 read, 80 left over. Like that, number of pages read increases, leftover pages decreases. As completed pages increases, leftover pages decreases. Therefore, they vary inversely. X is inversely proportional to y. Exercise 10.2, first bit. Observe the following tables and find which pair of variables x and y are in inverse proportion. First given 50, 40, 30, 20, 5, 6, 7, 8 as y variables. We have written x1, x2, x3, x4, y1, y2, y3, y4. x1 by x2 is equal to 50 by 40, y2 by y1 6 by 5. These two are not equal. In this case we will get 5 by 4, here 6 by 5. These two are not equal. So directly we can say inverse proportion condition not satisfying here. Therefore x comma y are not in inverse proportion. Next, second case, if I tried by x1 by x2, y1 by y2, y2 by y1, here y2 by y1, then we got same answer. Therefore x comma y are in inverse proportion. We have to check for remaining also. x2 by x3 is equal to y3 by y2. We will get same answer. 200 by 300 is 2 by 3. 20 by 30 is 2 by 3. And x3 by x4 is equal to y4 by y3. How 300 by 400 is 3 by 4. 15 by 20 is also 3 by 4. Therefore, this condition varies to all the 4 numbers in the table. Therefore, x comma y are in inverse proportion. Okay. Next, in third question, x comma y 90, 60, 45 x1 values, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, y1, y2, y3, y4. If we check it, x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1 in first case. Even if I checked with x2 by x3, 4 by 3, 4 by 3, got same answer. But when I checked with x5 by x6 is y6 by y5, we got different answers. x5 by x6 is not equal to y6 by y5. Therefore, x comma y are not in inverse proportion. In second question, if we try for the remaining also, we will get the same answer. x2 by x3, y3 by y2 will get same. Condition satisfied. In this case also, x3 by x4 is equal to y4 by y3. This condition also satisfied. Second problem of exercise 10.2. A school wants to spend rupees 6,000 to purchase books. Using this data, fill the following table. Here given price of book 40, 150, 40, 50, and he left blanks, and then 75, then left blank. Number of books that can be purchased: in first case 150, second blank, third 100, fourth blank, fifth 75. Now we have denoted them by x1, x as price of the book, y value as number of books that can be purchased. So here x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 we have written. As x3, x5 not given, so we kept question marks. In case of y1, y3, y5 we given value, so we have written y2, y4 kept question mark. Now condition, by using inverse proportion condition, x1 by x2 is equals to y2 by y1. That is equals to 40 by 50 is equal to y2 by 150. Then by calculation part, 150 goes up, 50 ones, 53 is 150, 43 is a 120. Therefore, 120 books can be purchased at the cost of 50 rupees. Next, x2 by x3 is equal to y2 by y3, this part. 50 by x3 is equal to 100 by 120. x3 goes up, 100 comes down, 120 goes up. 50 into 120 by 100 is equals to x3. 2 zeros cancel, 12 5 is 60. Therefore, 100 books can be purchased at the cost of 60 rupees. Cost of 100 books, 60 rupees. Next, x3 by x4 is equal to y4 by y3. Here x3, 60. x4, 75. y4, 80. y3. y4 we have to find, y3, 100. So, 60 into 100 by 75 is equal to y4. 15 5s are 15 4s are. And here 5 1s, 5 20s. So, 24s are 80. Therefore, 75 books can be purchased at the cost of 80 rupees. And in this case, x4 by x5, y5 by y4. Here x4 75, x5 don't know, y5 75, y4 80. So, by cross multiplication, x5 goes up, 80 goes up, 75 comes down here. 75 into 80 by 75. 75 ones, 75 ones. We will get x5 is equals to 80. Therefore, 80 books can be purchased at the cost of 75 rupees. Third question. "48 squares here, 12 columns, 4 rows, 8 columns, 6 rows. Table he has given here. As we know, to get 48 we have to multiply by 24, here by 16, here by 6. So we have filled list. R1, R2, R3 values, C1, C2, C3, C4 values. First question, as R increases, C decreases. R1 is to R2, C2 is to C1. If we checked, we got they both are equal. Ratios are equal. Here R3 is to R4, C4 is to C3. They both are equal. So therefore, R and C are inversely proportional.